Hi everybody. So today is our last week of yoga class, and I have a Yoga Nidra recording for you to listen to. This is the practice that I have been researching for the past 5 years or so, leading clinical trials on this technique to help with anxiety and insomnia. So I've put some of my published research papers in a folder in our Brightspace page where I have other publications there as well if you're interested in looking at those. But essentially, this practice is a guided meditation technique. So you're going to want to lay down either on usually it's done on a yoga mat on the floor. But you can do it on a couch, on a bed, or if you're uncomfortable laying down, you can also sit up. But you want to be able to sit in a chair. You can totally relax all your muscles. That's the point. So during this guided meditation technique, we practice the sixth limb of yoga, which is called pratyahara, or sense withdrawal. So you're basically cutting out all of your other senses except hearing. And so you're going to just listen to the voice, let the voice take you on a guided meditation journey. There are several steps to it. First, you bring your awareness to your body and the room around you, then to your breath, and then eventually you leave your awareness of your body and you're just kind of exploring your imagination and your memories. And they'll give you some kind of guided visuals to imagine and switch from one visual to another. Actually, you'll hear my voice. I made the recording for one of our research studies. And then at the end, usually they say, now roll over and sit up. The recording that I posted here, at the end it says you may let your mind go. And that's because this recording can be used before sleep if you like. So if you want to use it before bed or something like that, you can try that. But also you can use it any time of day. So Yoga Nidra is a very interesting practice for a lot of reasons. But one thing that's interesting about it is you enter this state of awareness or state of consciousness kind of where your brain, by all measures, is sleeping. So you can measure deep sleep, dreaming, using EEG. You can measure that the person is sleeping. But oftentimes, and I have done that in my study too, but oftentimes after the practice, the person will also be able to tell you a lot of what they heard during the recording and a lot of what was happening in the room around them. So it's this state of awareness where you can be aware of your surroundings and your internal environment while sleeping. And so the theory of this practice is that it can help you learn about yourself on a very deep level. You can learn about, traditionally the description of it says during your dreams, you can learn about your memories and your emotions and kind of understand what it is that you're processing, how you feel. And during deep sleep, you can understand your instincts and your drives as a person. So the creator of the practice had said that the problem with modern man is that they don't know who they are or where they're going, which is an interesting statement. And so this practice helps us to learn about our own self and therefore hopefully find, what's going on in our life that's not working. Maybe not so much consciously thinking about these decisions, but you're processing it internally without even thinking consciously about it, so that in your day-to-day life you just start making better choices. These practices can be used for breaking bad habits, therefore, so people who have had a drinking problem or a smoking problem or addiction have found that they spontaneously have stopped doing those things after doing Yoga Nidra, because they just understand what is good for their body and what they really truly should be doing. Yoga Nidra also has been used for improving memory, improving learning, and also for decreasing stress and anxiety and improving sleep. Also decreasing depression. What else? So many different things. It's one of those practices that I find myself suggesting to people no matter what their problem is. If you haven't slept enough, 1 hour of Yoga Nidra, they say, is equal to 4 hours of sleep as far as restfulness goes. So what else can I say about it? It's a passive practice, so it's not hard to do at all. It's very, very easy. You're just laying down, eyes closed, listening. So you don't want to feel like you're trying too hard. You're just listening. And you will find that you're probably going to fall asleep and wake up several times during the practice. It's this interesting state where your brain is producing alpha brainwaves, which is the frequency of brainwaves that are produced right as you're beginning to fall asleep. So when you're awake, there are a lot of beta brainwaves, which are faster, and they begin to slow down as you're falling asleep to alpha brainwaves, and then into theta when you're sleeping, and then delta when you're in a deep sleep. So when you're kind of on the fence between being awake and being asleep, it's this alpha brainwave state, and it's a very creative brainwave state. It's been measured during other meditative practices and also during like creative activities. So you may find yourself beginning to dream and then like waking up again and slipping into a dream and waking up again. That's totally normal, and that's kind of part of how this practice works. There are a lot of different versions of Yoga Nidra, and there are a lot of different scripts that instructors can read from. I read from this blue Yoga Nidra book by the Bihar School of Yoga, which are the traditional scripts written by the person who invented Yoga Nidra. And if anybody is interested in more Yoga Nidra recordings, I have several of them that I could give you access to. I'm also going to be offering a Yoga Nidra course next year. It's a 1-credit course, just like this one, but it will be a little bit less involved in the sense that we're just going to do Yoga Nidra every week, and you're going to keep a journal to tell me how your adventure is going with Yoga Nidra. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, I'll mention that if you hadn't heard it before, I'm teaching a 3-credit yoga lecture course during winter term this coming year. So if you want to dive more into the 8 limbs of yoga, we'll be doing that. I hope you enjoy Yoga Nidra. This is a practice that I really, really like and have spent the last 5-6 years doing research on. So I look forward to hearing what you think about it. And thank you for joining me this semester. I hope to see you in another course coming up.